Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing about training camp today, man. Training camp is right upon us. It will happen tomorrow. That's when the Cowboys will hit the field, and you'll get all the fans and all your different favorite Cowboy content creators covering the Cowboys live there at training camp and getting all the clips and everything like that. So, yeah, man. Before I hop into the video, man, I appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment your guys's what are you guys looking forward to for training camp and things like that, man. So yeah, man, let's hop into the video, man. Alrighty, man. So training camp is always one of the most exciting times for me as a fan, as it is for all fans, because with training camp, you're always wanting to know how your rookies are going to stand against long veterans that played in this league for a long time. Are they adjusted to the NFL speed? You're always you're always excited for your second-year players who didn't get a whole lot of take last year, and you're wondering to see if they can improve in camp this year to possibly make the roster, but not only make the roster, but to possibly get starting rotational minutes in the league. And you're always wondering if one of those, if you're bubble guys who are on the fringe, that they could possibly, this is their camp to prove that they belong on the team, or they need to, get cut or practice squad or however that may be. So I'm going to discuss 5 things that I'm looking to see forward at training camp. So one to start off the list is offensive line. I definitely want to see Tyler Smith and Terrence Steele within how their development is going on, as well as a Tyler Biash as well. But I'm more intrigued into seeing Tyler Smith and Terrence Steele, because Tyler Smith in particular, he's your first round pick, and you definitely want to see what you selected, to that the Cowboys believe that he was a first round talent. So I want to see how he holds up against like a Neville Gallimore. Maybe one of Mike Parsons is lined up over him, and if they're doing stunts or they're doing blitz gaps or anything like that. So I especially want to see how Tyler Smith is, how he develops into the league. Terrence Steele, that's definitely somebody I want to see as well, because we let go of our, one of our all-pro right tackles, and La'el Collins, who is one of the better right tackles in the league, get released for Terrence Steele, which Terrence Steele did have a better campaign than a La'el Collins in 2021. But I want to see, can Terrence Steele definitely take over the reins and be as good as La'el Collins, or even better than La'el Collins. And also within the online room, I want to see how does a Matt Waletzko and a Josh Ball play out with their battle between each other for that backup left tackle spot, which they'll most likely probably see with, because we always know that Tyron Smith is always due to miss at least 5 to 8 games within any given season. But it's already been stated with the Dallas Cowboys that they're not going to sign a veteran left tackle. They're going to give a shot for a Waletzko, a Ball. And that's another thing I forgot to mention with Tyler Smith is I also want to see, I want to see, are the Cowboys going to make him more versatile? Are they going to have him just stick at guard, or are they going to have him play left tackle when they go to second team reps or anything like that, or even first team reps? They have a Tyler Smith have some reps in at left tackle. So I want to see, but also on that front, what Tyler Smith does. But I would like for Tyler Smith just to stay in one position at left guard. And I want to see what Let's Go and Ball, and see if they can improve and be a capable left tackle in case, or not in case, when Tyron Smith goes down. The second thing that I want to see going into camp is the wide receiver room, specifically Jalen Tolbert and James Washington. I want to see how their connection is with Dak Prescott. I want to see how crisp of a route runner is Jalen Tolbert. Does he do well against NFL competition? Against guys like Anthony Brown, Trayvon Diggs, or Jordan Lewis. Depends on what we do with Jalen Tolbert, if we have him as an outside player or inside player, to see what the Cowboys do with the Jalen Tolbert and how well does he transition into the league. So also with James Washington, that he didn't really crack the roster over there in Pittsburgh, and he also didn't have really great quarterback talent. Also, of course, I want to see CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's always going to look good in camp. But one of the main things that I want to touch on real quick is that we do have joint practices against teams like the Denver Broncos and Los Angeles Chargers. Those are guys that in the offseason, those were teams that were, cream of the crop, and everybody are thinking that they're going to be one of the last few teams playing for a Super Bowl. So it's going to be really intriguing to see how we fare up against a Denver Broncos, who's going to be real physical. And the same thing with the LA Chargers. They have a bunch of talent like J.C. Jackson and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm really excited to see how my rookies fare against them and everything like that. And basically, with my third thing I want to see in training camp involves with the linebacker room. But a particular linebacker that I'm really interested in seeing is a Jabril Cox. I want to see how far has he have come in the league, especially this being his second year. Obviously, we know that within his first year, he wasn't able to play that many games because, he played until October 31st, which was Halloween, and that's where he had that ACL injury that he tore. I definitely want to see how well is he recovering from that injury, and can he become a stud linebacker? That's what I want to see out of Jabril Cox, because if Jabril Cox can be a legitimate starter linebacker and he can run sideline to sideline and can cover and be a nice quarterback spy when we need him to, I believe this is going to really transition the Cowboys defense, because this will then, if Jabril Cox is your stud linebacker, along with, you already know what Van Der Esch is going to bring you, this is definitely, you're going to get another repeat of what you saw in the first year of Micah Parsons, but maybe even better, because now Jaron Kearse is still going to be your green dot guy. So basically, he's going to be your quarterback of your defense. Now that just leaves Micah Parsons to roam around exactly like how he did last year, and that's what you want from your playmaking defensive player. You want him thinking less, just going out there and just playing ball. And I think if you have a guy like Jabril Cox that can come along and be a really great linebacker, that will free up a Micah Parsons to do exactly what he did last year. So that's definitely intriguing on what I want to see. The fourth thing that I want to see from the Dallas Cowboys in training camp this year is the D-line room. Guys like Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, our rookie John Wedgeway, second-year player Quentin Bohanna, Neville Gallimore, and Oso Odighizuwa. I already know what I'm getting out of DeMarcus Lawrence. He's definitely going to be a guy that's great in the run game. He's going to take over some games. So I already know what Tank is going to bring. He's going to bring the energy and everything like that. I want to see, how does Dante Fowler look of DeMarcus Lawrence? Can he be that stable guy that we have for the year that we signed him to? Can he be, consistent in pass rushing? Maybe he has a Robert Quinn-like year where he has 11.5 sacks and he's just one of this monstrous dude on the other end. I want to see how he plays out. Same thing with Sam Williams. Can he just be a nice rotational dude that maybe we can move on from a Terrell Basham, and Sam Williams will take over reps for him. Our one tech, you guys got area, we have been trash at stopping the run. I want to see what our true nose tackles, like a John Ridgeway and a Quentin Bohanna are this year. That's going to be a nice little camp battle between those two, because I believe that if Quentin Bohanna can't beat out a guy like a John Ridgeway, I believe that Quentin Bohanna can either be on the practice squad or potentially a guy that gets released. Neville Gallimore, I'm really intrigued to see what he does, because when he's healthy, he's a pretty intriguing player, and he's definitely somebody that brings nice explosiveness from the 3 technique. He's definitely a versatile dude where we can have him between the 1 tech and 3 tech. If you guys seen any off-season pictures between Neville Gallimore, man, he's looked really bulked up. Him and also Odighizuwa as well. And I'm definitely going to be intrigued how well does Neville Gallimore play this year, and where does is he going to be a starter? Is he going to be a rotational guy? It's going to be really intriguing to see what a Neville Gallimore brings. Also, Digizua, man, he was one of the people from the 2021 draft class that really stood out. See how well does also Digizua play, because from weeks 1 through 6, also Digizua was looking really, really great. And, eventually he did hit that rookie wall and he wasn't as productive as he was, but it's kind of understandable, especially since last year we had a lot of injuries in that D-tackle room. So he was most likely, he was basically starting every single snap out there. So, I'm definitely going to see and be intrigued of how Oso Digizua comes along in camp, and can he be that bona fide starter for us playing at 3 tech, and if he can potentially be another guy within that D tackle room that could definitely be a star, because if we can get Oso Digizua, who can be a nice pass rusher but can also stop the run, we definitely will have a really, really nice defensive line group where it's going to be game changing, because this year we're going to be depending on our defensive group to save us a lot of games and save us in a lot of games and get us out of a lot of holes. So it's definitely going to be intriguing with the defense room in general, but where it starts in your success of your defense is definitely going to be your D-line. Definitely in the trenches is where it starts at. And, of course, your secondary, which is going to be the last point I want to see in training camp, is my defensive back room. I already know what Trayvon Diggs is going to be. I'm not worried about Trayvon Diggs at all. I don't give a damn about PFF stat. That doesn't intrigue me. That doesn't move me or sway me any way of how great I know how Trayvon Diggs was for us last year. He gave us the ball 11 extra more times, and I couldn't ask for more than that out of any of my defensive players. And for him to do it as consistent as he was doing it, I cannot blame him. So you kind of want to see out of him is maybe if he's a little bit more sticky in coverage. Like I said, he's already a great corner as well, but now that's something he said that he wanted to improve on, was if he can be more of a stickier guy in coverage, that, it's going to give a lot of quarterbacks even more trouble throwing them out his way, because that if you throw it in Trayvon Diggs' way, he's going to pick it off, and him becoming more sticky in coverage, you're not going to even want to look Trayvon Diggs' way. You're going to want to attack like an Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis in the slot. So, I already know what I'm getting out of Trayvon Diggs. I already know what I'm getting out of my 3 starters. My Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, I already know what those guys are going to bring. But one guy that I'm really intrigued in seeing is within the cornerback room is, how does Kelvin Joseph look? He's had a lot of controversy over the offseason. He was a promising guy. He was really, really talented, and if he didn't have those off-field issues, potentially been a first-round pick. But with Kelvin Joseph, I want to see how long, if he can crack the starting lineup and potentially take over a spot for take over Anthony Brown's spot, because Anthony Brown only has a year left on his contract. So you're going to see what the replacement's going to be for Kelvin Joseph to crack this starting spot, because the Cowboys, they're not going to just give him the starting spot. So we're going to see how well can he play, because he's more of a corner where he's more sticky in coverage. Yes, he's definitely a guy who will jump a route or two and definitely will pick the ball off, but he's more of a cover corner guy. So definitely want to see what you get out of Kelvin Joseph and see if he can potentially still make the squad, man. So another spot I want to look at is the safety room that, of course, still sticks in with number 5, but along with the DB room. You want to see how well does Malik Hooker and Jaron Kearse play. Are they still making plays? Basically staying consistent as to what they were last year. Is a Jaron Kearse still locking up your tight ends? Is he still playing great in the box? Is he still playing great in coverage and all those other things? Same thing with Malik Hooker. Is he great in the run stop game, great in coverage and things like that. You want to see what those guys, what they did so great last year. You want those guys to carry that over. Basically, like I said, staying consistent. Are those guys making plays? Are they healthy? Everything like that, man. And the last part I want to go through over is, how does our undrafted free agent Marquise Bell look in camp as well? Is he potentially a guy that you see that makes the squad, you know, because he definitely was an undrafted free agent that a lot of Cowboy fans love, including myself. But, you know, every single year we always have a undrafted free agent that every Cowboy fan loves, and they root for them, and they have this high expectations of how great they're going to be and everything like that. But and you heard a lot of great things coming out of Marquise Bell's camp coming out, you know, like that he was doing really well in camp and making a lot of plays and everything like that, and giving the starters some trouble. So that's definitely somebody that's a little bit intriguing to see in camp, man. So yeah, man, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Comment if you're a fan of another team, and what are you excited to see out of your favorite teams training camp as well. If you're a Cowboy fan, also comment what else are you looking forward to, looking for highlights and clips from training camp. And also let me know if you're going to the training camp, you know. I would always there, and things like that, man. Hope you guys have a nice day. See you later. Bye.